Hi, this is Joseph Tan here from GoodMonday.com. Pressure is invisible. That which stresses out a lot in life is invisible. We cannot see it. High blood pressure, for example, needs to be constantly monitored, needs to be constantly measured because it is invisible. It is internal. Now, here's where it gets really dangerous because high blood pressure is invisible, something that doesn't shout at you every day, and it is internal. If you do not take care of what is not seen, eventually what is internal will show itself up externally, meaning it will eventually hit you if you do not take care of what is unseen, what is invisible. So then, how is your life doing? How is the priority of the invisible in your life? That which you cannot see in your life, are you giving priority to it? But the question beckons us, how do we prioritize something that we do not see, but we know it will exert pressure on us later on, sooner or later, if we do not know how to monitor the priorities of the invisibles in our life? How's your POI? Now, in talking about your POI, do be aware that there are two enemies of the priority of the invisible in your life. Enemy number one is the enemy of time. Time waits for no person, and you have got to learn how to capture time, or else you cannot capture the invisible. For example, do you schedule in relationships? Take a look at your schedule. How much of your schedule is taken up by tasks alone? How much of your schedule is taken up by work? How much of your schedule is taken up by business? Even within business itself, do you schedule in relationships? Relationships do not happen automatically. It needs to be scheduled in. Unless you learn how to schedule in regular, important relationships, the priority of the invisible will be affected. Secondly, it is the enemy of technology. Now, please don't get me wrong. Technology is wonderful. We've got social media, Facebook, and so on. But Facebook becomes a threat if we forget how to face look, if we do not have face-to-face interactions, if we no longer know how to look at a person in the eye and have an honest conversation, if we do not know how to confront people with our feelings and to be able to talk about the truth, and all we know how to do is to have screen time instead of face-to-face time, that again is a threat to the priority of the invisible. We become isolated. And secondly, technology can also lead to addictive distractions. Take a look at how technology have made us to be independent of each other. We Google everything that we need to find. We are no longer dependent on each other. We are an island to ourselves. And because of that, we seek for relief by technology. We get hooked up with games, we get hooked up with social media, and this can be very addictive distractions, trying to meet a deeper need, but with superficial means. This is a threat to the priority of the invisible in your life. Now, there's one question that you need to ask yourself on a regular basis so that time and technology do not overtake your life and the priority of the invisible becomes something top on your list. Here's the question. If nothing changes, BAU, business as usual, you just go on living life as it is, what would I regret 5 years later? What would be your point of regret 5 years later if nothing changes? Your feelings of regret in the future, projecting your feelings of regret in the future, then you would know what to change. Most of the time, the change that we have is superficial because our feelings of regret is not strong enough. Project the future regret to the present day. Then you would know what you need to change, and it would give you that deeper motivation to overcome the enemy of time and the enemy of technology. Then you will be able to keep the main thing, and your priority of the invisible will become visible. Are you facing daily stress and pressure right now, which seems to overwhelm you? Those external stresses, those external distractions could be an indication that the priority of the invisible, that which is internal to you, have not been clarified, have not been properly thought through. Beware of the enemy of time and technology by asking yourself this question: if nothing changes, what would I regret 5 years later? And then after that, work backwards and decide on the important changes you need to make on what is unseen. Then you would live a life that is truly well worth living. Think about it. This is Joseph Tan here from goodmonday.com. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in my coaching services, be it face-to-face or virtual, do check out the website goodmonday.com, where you'll find a listing of other leadership development programs as well. And if you like this video, as usual, would appreciate if you could click subscribe. Thanks again.